Lindsey Graham has many a time jumped the gun on Donald Trump being politically dead. The idea that there's no way Trump could get MAGA back behind him after January 6th, which should have been the case, but of course it's a cult. The idea that in 2016 there would be no way that the Republican Party would nominate a con man, a liar, a criminal, a former TV host to be their party's nominee, someone so vile as Donald Trump. And because of that, Lindsey Graham has multiple times come out against Donald Trump, someone who he's now given himself entirely to, completely pledged his fealty to. Lindsey Graham has. And because of that, he has a couple skeletons, a couple attack on Donald Trump skeletons in his closet, which now that he's gone back on those words, now that he's gone back on what he knows is true, is pretty humiliating for him. Now, Lindsey Graham has been right a couple of times about Donald Trump. And the most famous of those is, if we nominate Trump, a tweet he sent, we will get destroyed and we will deserve it. If we nominate Trump, we will get destroyed and we will deserve it. Now, of course, in 2016, Lindsey Graham was talking about the Republican Party will get destroyed if it nominates Donald Trump, which is what should have happened. Fortunately, it didn't. But the truth of that statement is that if we nominate Donald Trump, our democracy will be attacked and ripped and beaten by the desire for Donald Trump to be an authoritarian, the desire for the MAGA movement to tear up our Constitution, as Donald Trump truths, to terminate the Constitution, because he's a little sad that he lost. Now, Lindsey Graham has called out Donald Trump before he was the Republican nominee. He called him out after he was the Republican nominee. He called him out on January 6th. He said, I'm done. I'm done with Donald Trump. And of course, Lindsey Graham didn't stick by that because he's a coward and he's afraid and he wants to hold on to power. But before we get to the clip, the resurfaced video that really shows who Lindsey Graham is, really humiliates him, because it shows the contrast between what he believes and what he says. Let's first watch Lindsey Graham versus Lindsey Graham and the disagreements those two have. Let's check it out.
I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office.
If you think Trump is bad for the party, I disagree with you.
He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
Do you think that he is a racist?
Absolutely not. You know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
I think President Trump is good for the party.
All I can say is count me out. Enough is enough. Welcome to Pickens. Thank y'all for coming.
And this video is so damning because it's pretty clear that Republicans only support Trump not because they like his policy positions. In fact, his own vice president, who of course is not supporting him, Mike Pence, says that he's not supporting Donald Trump because he's not conservative enough. No, that's certainly not the reason. I think it's because Donald Trump sent a violent mob to attack you on January 6th, Mike Pence. Maybe you should say that. Maybe you should have the courage. Maybe you should muster it up to say that. Of course he won't, but it's clear in these clips that MAGA is a cult, that MAGA has to go back on its word. These Republicans have to go back on their word, what they know is true, to support Donald Trump because they are afraid. Because they are afraid of Donald Trump, a person without character, a person who thrives on attacks and fear. That's what MAGA is. That's what that cult is. People who care about retribution above all, attacking their political opponents above all. That's what MAGA is. But that's not who Lindsey Graham really believes in. That's not who he has reverence for. At least he doesn't have reverence for the character of Donald Trump as much as he'll lie through his teeth that he does on Fox News. But someone who he does respect the character of is President Joe Biden, and he's said that. And that is the clip that is so damning. That is the video that is so damning. of Lindsey Graham's character and the character of the MAGA movement. So let's check that out.
Well, I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. What is Donald Trump's campaign about? He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. And you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell. If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, that's probably, you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation. Because what's not to like? He is as good a man as God ever created. He said some of the most incredibly heartfelt things that anybody could ever say to me. He's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics. This is a defining moment in the future of the Republican Party. We have to reject this demagoguery, and if we don't reject Donald Trump, we've lost the moral authority, in my view, to govern this great nation.
Now that's a perfect case against Donald Trump from Lindsey Graham. That says it all. Joe Biden is a man of character. Donald Trump is a race-baiting bigot. Joe Biden believes in people. Joe Biden makes people feel good. Joe Biden has compassion. He cares about you. He cares about the American people. And Donald Trump cares about himself. That's it. End of story. And I think right now, in particular, that character that Lindsey Graham talks about is so incredibly important. And Joe Biden has said this not only because in 2020, electing Joe Biden was about restoring the soul of America, which he certainly does and has done. On the world stage, Joe Biden has united us globally in protecting and preserving democracy. Joe Biden has made people feel safe with who is behind the resolute desk and who has the nuclear codes again. Joe Biden has I can't say fully healed, but has certainly done work to heal the divide in America. He has not encouraged it, much like Donald Trump did during his presidency, stoked the fire of fear and anger. No. But that character is especially important right now because the presidency is no longer, according to the Supreme Court, just an office. It comes with a crown now. And so we need a president with character who will respect our Constitution, who will respect the office of the presidency, who will respect our democracy, who will respect our American history and not abuse it for himself, not abuse it to line his pockets like Donald Trump does, not abuse it to attack his political enemies like Donald Trump does, but someone who loves and cares about America and will use the presidency to make America better. Now, if Lindsey Graham really feels that way, it must be that he's getting something real good out of MAGA, right? Donald Trump must be doing something great for him for Lindsey Graham to lie in support of him, right? No, it's not actually the case. Every time Lindsey Graham is brought up on stage with Donald Trump, he is booed by MAGA. They despise him. They don't like him. Check out this video.
Twice. Not, you can make mistakes on occasion. Even Lindsey down here, Senator Lindsey Graham, we love Senator Graham. We're gonna love him. We're gonna love him. I know, it's half and half, but when I need some of those liberal votes, he's always there to help me get them, okay? We got some pretty liberal people, but he's good. He's good. We know the good ones. We know the bad ones, too. We got some real bad ones. But even he makes mistakes on occasion, but you can't make a mistake.
Just brutal stuff there. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. And that's not it. There's another one. Check this out.
Another man who's always there. He's always, I'll tell you what, when I need help on the left, he's great. He's great. And he's my friend, too. Lindsey Graham, wherever you are. Lindsey, thank you. Oh, no. He helps me on the left. We need help sometimes. Republicans shouldn't need help on the left, but he helps me. Also, somebody I think you love, and I love him.
So that's what fealty to Donald Trump gets you. Gets you booed on stage because you weren't loyal to him 100%. If you're not loyal to Donald Trump, every second, the MAGA cult comes after you. So I have a question, Lindsey. Was it worth it? Was it worth it to have a little bit of power and have a lot of hate from everybody? Wouldn't it be more worth it to fight to preserve democracy, to support President Biden, someone we know that you believe in, someone whose character we know that you believe in? I hope it will be. Now, if you like this video, make sure to drop a blue heart in the comments so I know you stuck around and so I can say thank you for the support. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. We are building something big here, and I really appreciate all y'all's support. And I will see you next time.